going under the fir tree if it rains. Oh yeah.
Welcome to day 2 of Addington Premier League. We have had a oh wait, went out of focus. We've had a restful night's sleep and we are feeling back to being positive. I am wearing my fave slogan to remind me not to play the victim, to find a solution through every problem. So what we're going to do now, we've had some breakfast, I've hand grazed the horses this morning and I'm going to go and take them for a little stroll, a little hack round the show. Yeah, going to do Wilf first and then Eagle, just to stretch their legs, also just to acclimatise them because they were both quite nervous yesterday. And then I'm on a 2 and 3, aren't I? Or 1 and 2?
Yeah, 154.
154. Something else. Anyway.
Oh, I don't know. It was 322 yesterday, so I'm not sure.
Anyway, sometime. And I am doing the PSG on Eagle again, and I'm doing the Inter one on Wilf today. But it's good because that has a centre line in it, and that's what I need to practice. So, oh, and walk. Apparently, walks tasking for us too. So that's what we're going to practice today. I'm feeling much more positive. I'll talk to you guys about how I did that, how I changed that round from yesterday's sadness to today's positiveness. And I'm going to do a few things differently today. Going to do some visualization and all that sort of thing. But for now, we are going to go ride some ponies. Hi, sausage! I need to put it on the vlog.
You're on the vlog like this.
That's fine. This is Robin, and Robin's mum is the Scottish Sass Queen. Where is she? We need to find her. We'll find her later.
But yeah.
We're discussing how hard it is about training with mums.
Well, excuse me.
Great, but hard.
It's just the other way
Has some challenge.
But real. Where shall I take him?
I'm just trying to bigger. I just thought around the other bigger.
Okay. No, he should be fine. Sausage was very good. He meandered round, nearly spooked a photographer through someone, because they're doing tests now in that bottom arena. He nearly spooked the photographer. I was like, don't do that, you'll ruin her test. Sausage ran into his stable.
You're only walking, aren't you?
Yeah. No, now you can't go out. Have been walked, and I think it was a really good idea actually, because Wolf was really chilled and it's nice, stretches their legs. And then I did Eagle and he was a little bit nervous, and then I just got talking to Nicola and we were just walking around talking, and it just really relaxed him. I also asked her if she could be on the podcast, which is really cool because she's a Grand Prix rider. She's called Nicola Buchanan. She's a really good rider. And I was like, will you be on my podcast? She was like, yeah, sure, of course. And we had a really great chat about mindset, and she's really interesting. So I can't wait to show you that. And I've been going around the show kind of spotting out different people that I want to talk to. So what I'll be doing with the podcast more is like adding more interviews and stuff in, which will be really cool. So they were really good, and now we're gonna go and watch for a bit because I'm not on till like 2 and 3. My mum's shouting me to go. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now, and then we can get ready. I realised as well I haven't shown you Addington much, so we can go do that now. I'll go give you a little tour. Sitting down to watch on Dressage. The ponies are on in the first arena, and then the PSG is in the other one. So we're just watching that. We have a mini Wilf, everybody. Is she going to medium canter again? I'm a bit nervous. Yes, it's definitely a mini Wilfred.
You give the reins, I'm off.
Well done.
Oh, you're a little monkey. She's going to be a very good rider, this girl.
Tactful.
I like her very
Oh.
much.
Oh no, that was easier.
Oh, that's a tricky old thing in this place, isn't it?
I don't know if that was meant to be a medium canter.
Very talented pony as well, isn't it?
Oh. Right, the vlog. Oh, hold on, we're doing a medium twist again. Right, come on.
It's all about on and back.
Chassé. 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 Yeah. So I've just finished watching some of the Grand Prix, and watching it I did realise like I'm not a million miles off doing it, which is really cool, really exciting. And then I was coming back here, and then I started speaking to a lovely girl called Natalie, and it was funny, we were just talking about like overthinking and stuff, and it's just amazing because like she's a really good rider, and again it's like you realise everybody's going through it, but you know, you don't speak to everybody obviously, to to like realise that everybody's going through it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I came in here and I've just done like a couple of minutes of visualisation, because what I realised from watching yesterday, and you guys, for anyone who regularly follows the vlogs, you will see that yesterday my hands were quite twitchy and moving quite a lot, and I think that's where you really notice when my confidence has been knocked, is in my hands, because I'm basically, you know, when I move them and I lift them up, that's me trying to like relax and be like, okay, just breathe and like kind of recuperate myself. But I was talking to Kate and she's like, instead of like lifting your hands up and forwards, she's like, you just need to loosen your elbows so your hands don't move. She said, because you're making it look like you've got contact issues, and she said you don't have contact issues, your hands, your horses are really good in the mouth. And I was like, ah, okay. So what I've just done is some visualization on just keeping my hands in one place and relaxing my elbows. And then also on Eagle, riding the trot a little bit more forward, again, because you'll notice yesterday he was too like hovery and suspensiony and a little bit short in the neck, and I think that's because he was very nervous, but then I just didn't ride him. I didn't like, you know, ride him forwards into it, which was my mistake, but you learn a lot. So the other thing is what I was going to say, that one of the judges yesterday in my Inter 2 said that my hands moved too much on Wilf, and again, that's really, like, it upset me at the time. I was like, this is terrible, but it's also made me now like go and do something about it, because I've realised that that is when my tension comes out a lot, and the horses get a little bit like, what's going on, why are you like flustering us so much? So I'm going to really focus today when I ride and just keeping my hands relaxed and loosen my elbows. I've also visualised Wilf going down the centre line, and what's really funny is that as I'm doing it, my body, I can feel myself tensing up, so that must be what's happening and why he's kicking off. So I'm really working on trying to just like keep my body calm and picture how I want it to feel, and picture like the perfect centre line. And then I know that when I go into that arena, the likelihood of it going well is much stronger because I've visualised my way through it. I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen, because, you know, I haven't been doing it as much as I'd like to. Ideally I should have been doing it like a couple of weeks in advance coming into this, but it's fine. You can only do what you can do. So that is what I've been doing. I'm going to go and plait the boys up now and then going to get ready, but I'm really excited, like a little bit nervous because I just don't want to feel that disappointment again, but I'm excited to have another go, and I feel in a better place now with it, so that's good. So I've actually run out of time. I've had to get dressed now, and then I'm going to go and plait them both and then just get on. It all got a little bit quick.
I want to show you this little horse.
Oh, Mum wants to show me one of the horses in the auction. Oh, I need my hat! Brywell's auction's going on as well at the same time as the show. Mum's fallen in love with a horse, even though we never buy horses from auctions.
No, but I need a new pony.
No, not from an auction. Hello.
Yeah, so I can't come in, I can't put different balls on.
I tried to do stripes on his bum. Not sure I pulled it off. Camilla's here as well. That was a bit close. That was a...
You don't want to go that close, it's my wrinkle.
I couldn't see on the camera.
People shook flew up the side.
Oh, sugar. I thought it was the person walking behind.
No.
I like the way you're thinking. Here you are. Here you are. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smoke is in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby. You got my attention. When you're next to
sit on your bum, Olivia. You ought to do medium kind of something really when you get in. Put it out the way a little soft. Cheeky little monkey. That's it, you put it down there.
Looks a bit dry. I was trying to find a word
Keep
for it.
smiling and the bell goes and Wilfred will be like... I'm sure he does it as a laugh. Oh well, Will, this she's laughing.
Never could have been thinking I would know what the future bring. All the highs and lows. Said I'm gonna win, though the world might spin. Now I'm sitting here like I'm no one. It rains down on me. All the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me. 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 Worry way too much. Got a policy. Didn't bring me luck, just the honesty. Now it's all on me if I'm gonna win. Oh, I'm just gonna get up. It rains down on me. All the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me. 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 Wanna go back in time when everything seems so clear, and when the problems we carried weren't even problems at all. Just don't get enough of me.
Come on, Olivia, squeeze the egg out of here. Regulate. Good. Well, yeah, also
Just don't get enough of me. Wanna go back in time when everything seems so
Oh, and then you do a pirouette like that. What a sod, isn't it?
He's so naughty.
It's all so easy as well. I think she'll probably retire in this, I would think. At least now she can get him back every time.
I'm actually really nervous to put these vlogs out from the show because I'm just feeling really vulnerable at the moment, and when you share it with the world, obviously you open up to everyone's opinions, and I don't know, I just feel like really vulnerable with sharing it at the moment. But that's because I've literally just got off. And yeah, I've never cried so much as when I came back off Wilf, because I know it seems like melodramatic, but because I work, like, you know, that's what he used to be like all the time, and because I thought we'd like come over it, it's really hard to go back to what you were doing. And I know like, it's easy to be like, it's one show, but I know like I overreacted in some of it when he ran off, and I tried to like challenge him a bit with it. I was like, come on then, like put the power in, and it's just not worked, and I feel really bad. I feel like I've ruined him, and I know that sounds dramatic, and people are probably thinking this is dramatic, but it's difficult because he's the sort of horse, once he's done something once, he will carry it on, and it's going to take quite a while to unravel, and I'm just in quite a vulnerable place with it. I think the hard part about it is I know if I rode better it wouldn't happen as much. It's where he gets me like pulls me out my seat a bit, and my legs come off, and my hands aren't good enough. And this is not me being like really hard on myself. Well, I am being hard on myself, but it's like the facts, it's the reality. So at the moment I'm really upset. Really upset. I don't know. I was just debating whether to compete tomorrow or not. Because they both don't feel great. But I think I'm going to, because it's the music and it's inside. But it's so tiring when it's like this. It's so tiring. And I hate this because I do feel dramatic. And I know it's only dressage, but I'll get over it, won't I? All I keep trying to tell myself is I've fixed it once, I can fix it again. and I just need to not play the victim, even though, to be totally honest, right now I really want to.
I still love you.
I still love him,
Even if he's a little bit naughty.
So it's wrapping up to the end of today, and I feel a little bit better than I did earlier. I think I've just got to try and keep it in perspective. Like, I learnt loads from bringing Will through this last time, so it won't take as long. And yeah, I'm just gonna not try and think too much into it and just carry on training. What was I gonna say? But what's been really cool today, and weird how it's happened so often, is how I've been speaking to a lot of different riders. So the first one was Nicola Buchanan, and had a really like heart to heart with her about everything. And you know, she shares similar struggles that I do, and it's really cool. And then the next one, the weirdest one that happened today, was Pammy Hutton. She asked me how I got on, or what I was doing today, and I told her. And then we were just chatting away, and I was saying, you know, it's only my second into 2, and she's like, oh, well done, that's really good. And then I asked her, I don't know why, it was really random, I was like, do you remember your first Grand Prix? And how you felt? And she was like, yeah, I do. She said it was at Goodwood, and she said I still have the notes from it because I jotted down about the different things. And she said I can still remember what they are. And she's like, that was when I was 18, and I was like, wow. And she was telling me about all this stuff. And then she just said randomly, I think I started talking about something else, and then she brought it back to it, and she was like, but I now have like a different problem. And I was like, oh, what's that? And she was like, oh, well now I just get told I'm too old to be doing this. And I was like, what? Anyway, she told me this story about how a judge had said, oh, I'd marked you quite harshly on this one, Pammy. You know, when are you going to give up? Or like, why are you, no, that was it, why are you still riding? And Pammy was like, Pammy, if anyone knows who Pammy Hutton is, she is amazing. Like, she's a right firecracker, like such a strong woman, and been so influential in the dressage world. And I could kind of tell like it had hurt her, and I was like taken aback, because I've always known this like strong woman, and I was like, wow, like that's actually really upset you. And she's like, you know, and then she said people didn't know who my owners were, and there were people on the side talking about me. And she's like, now people just look at me, and you know, she said, I'm coming to the end of my career. She's like, I'm just trying to have fun, and it's really good for me to ride because then I know I can help my pupils. And I was like, no one should tell you that you can't ride, Pammy. I was like, you know, you're Pammy Hutton. And I was like mind blown. And then I was like, oh, would you come on my podcast? She was like, I'm too old for that. I was like, you're not too old. I was like, people would love to hear what you have to say. Like, this woman, oh my god, the most incredible horsewoman ever, like a legend within the horse industry, and she's there like pouring her heart out to me, and I was like really taken aback. Anyway, and that happened, and then I've just been talking to a guy called Ryan Todd, who I did juniors and young riders with when I was growing up, and we just had a great chat about it all as well, and just were like really open about, because he trains with his mum as well a lot, or like she helps him a lot, and we were talking about that. And then I'd also spoken to a girl called Robin Smith. She was in the vlog earlier, her mum's the Scottish Sass Queen, about it. And I just feel, I don't know what it is, like everyone's opening up to me a lot at the moment, and I've asked a few people if they want to do the podcast and stuff so I can give you guys that value as well. But I mean, like, that is the most positive, that's the positive spin of today for me. Not the most positive, sorry. But I haven't even spoken to you about Eagle, have I? Basically, Eagle's test, I just felt in the warm-up like he's lost his confidence a little bit, and he felt like he'd lost his confidence a bit in the test. So I really tried to nurse him through it. You know, the extended trot that he broke in? I didn't know this, but the reason he spooked is because apparently a bit of poo flipped out of his shoe, flew past his face and spooked him. Mum said he cantered then. I was like, oh wow. And then that little change for the left half pass is a little bit my nemesis, is the left rein. The horses curl up a little bit and fall through the right shoulder, and that's why he changed. And that's really what's happening with Wilf as well. So I'm going to go home and try and work on that. But before we do that, we've got another day. We've got the music tomorrow, which is inside, so hopefully it'll be a little bit calmer for them. I've just got to figure out where I'm going. But that is the end of the vlog, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to comment. I love reading your comments, even if I don't reply to all of them. I absolutely love reading all of them, so please do comment. Yeah, and we'll see you for day 3 of Addington. Say it again.
I said, not many people have bothered to try and train that arsehole. You're a good rider. Every time he does something, you put him back on track, and he's like a naughty little schoolboy. And he's not getting away with anything, even if he has to live on a diagonal. Now stop beating yourself up. Shut up. Get over it. Don't play the victim.